Monday, November 21st edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here on a mild Monday morning. We got much milder as the past weekend unfolded. We started off very cold, a lot of lows in the 20s as we went through rather Friday and Saturday morning, but it got much milder, even had a lot of low 70s for highs Sunday afternoon across the region, and we will have a lot of 70s for highs today and tomorrow before some more weather changes take place. Now, this is going to be an interesting forecast all week long and right on through the weekend. A lot of forecast challenges, a lot of complexities to the pattern overall. Let me show you what's happening, first of all, this morning on the radar imagery. We've had a couple of showers move through overnight. They've been very brief and not very heavy, but this is kind of the deal. We could have a couple of showers passing through, although the main corridor of rain here over the next couple of days will stay off to our north and west. Occasionally some of those showers will drift through our area. And there is a lot of rain, some of it quite heavy, and some thunderstorms too this morning in Kentucky, Tennessee, northwestern most Mississippi, and back into Arkansas. A lot of rain's coming in that corridor there from the Ozarks into parts of the Mississippi and Ohio valleys. You have some flood products already out this morning. And here's the HPC 5-day precipitation total forecast. And a lot of 3-4 inch totals there in parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, and a broad swath of 1 to 2 inch plus rains running from Texas to the northeast. Now, there's a cold front that stalled out, and pretty good temperature contrast with that front. You have some 70s in Texas, Louisiana, and then you have some 20s and 30s back in Nebraska and Kansas, even some single digits in the northernmost plain states this morning. And when you deal with a temperature contrast like that, as well as the upper level energy I'll show you, you have a severe weather threat this time of year, and there is the day one severe weather outlook, a broad slight risk for the Red River Valley down into parts of Texas and western Arkansas, northwesternmost Louisiana, and then that severe weather threat shifts eastward tomorrow, and pretty significant slight risk area from southern Ohio down to the Gulf Coast, and actually it looks like a pretty decent little severe weather threat here tomorrow, especially in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. So we'll see how that unfolds. Here's what's going on in the upper levels, kind of driving the pattern. This is this afternoon. And the energy to key on for early to midweek is right there. That will swing eastward, and here's what it looks like by the time we get to Tuesday evening. That'll drive that severe weather threat tomorrow that I showed you, and then that system pulls in here Wednesday. So I think for much of the Carolinas, the shower and thunderstorm change will really ramp up late Tuesday night and into the day on Wednesday. Some severe weather threat. I don't think it looks as potent as what we had last week. Now let me kind of show you what happens after this, and it gets really complicated. This is the European model, and I will say the latest European model run has broken from some of its consistency it had previously. But here's what it's indicating with the 0Z run. You have one piece of energy down here on the Rio Grande River. This was a big trough off the west coast. It then splits on the European, and this piece kind of takes over later in the week on the European. Now, this is, again, European Saturday morning. That's the GFS, the same time frame. The trough a little bit more consolidated at that point in time. But let's go out to back to the European model. This will be valid Sunday morning, and again, you're looking at that piece of energy that was over the Red River Valley, kind of meanders off to the southwest, and the northern branch takes over, and you end up with basically a dry frontal passage over the weekend in much of the eastern part of the country on the European. However, the GFS cuts off this huge upper air low by Sunday and Monday, and the Canadian has been doing that as well, and the European had in many of its previous runs. So you end up with a very wet scenario on the GFS and the Canadian and those previous runs of the European. So let me show you what the 0Z GFS was showing. And again, today, tomorrow, there'll be a lot of clouds, a couple of showers, a possibility at times today, tonight, and tomorrow. This is tomorrow afternoon. Thunderstorms breaking out of the Mississippi Valley. There's your main low up in parts of Ohio and Indiana. And we get into Tuesday night, and we see the showers and thunderstorms developing into the Carolinas. And that will gradually shift eastward as Wednesday unfolds. Behind it, nice high pressure settles directly overhead for Thanksgiving, so we'll have a lot of sun. Looks like Thanksgiving highs upper 50s and lower 60s, and then we're up into the 60s region-wide as we get into Friday for the big shopping day. Then you get into the big question marks over the weekend. Here's Saturday on the GFS. There's Sunday. And finally, one more chart. There's Monday. Big cutoff low underneath that low. Thickness is very low, and that would even indicate you're kind of flirting with some snow if you got the lower levels cold enough back in the Tennessee Valley and parts of the Ohio Valley. So it's going to be a forecast challenge as we get into this weekend. It's one of those deals where I don't have a great deal of confidence how things unfold. I would lean toward that cutoff low scenario where we get a pretty good shot of rain in here by Sunday and Monday. But maybe the Europeans sniffing out something here with its latest run. We will see. All right, that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday, and God bless.